Hey guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm doing another little deck collection video. This was subscriber requested to see my Lenormand deck collection. So I have my little stack of decks here. Super excited to jump into it. I obviously don't have as many Lenormand decks as I do Tarot and Oracle, but I do love reading Lenormand. So anyway, grab yourself a cup of tea or a glass of coffee or some Chardonnay, water, I don't know, Coca-Cola. And let's go ahead and dive into this. Remember that if you would like to see a particular collection of decks, just let me know in the comments and I will try to accommodate you if I do indeed have those types of decks. So I have showed off my goddess decks, my fairy decks, my dark decks, my tiny decks, my cute decks, a lot of different ones, so definitely go check out some of the other ones. So yeah, let's jump into our very first deck here, and that is the Clair de Lune Lenormand. So this is one that I think originally was a Kickstarter, but I ended up getting it off of Etsy, I believe. By the way, I just think it's so nice inside. It's like felt and everything. And I believe I saw this originally on Kelly from The Truth and Story, I think it was, when I was like, ooh, that's a nice deck. And I know that for Lenormand, it's not really about the pictures. Like basically you could just have some index cards with like the word ring on it or the word clover. And it's such a structured system, that has particular meanings, and it's not really, it doesn't really lend itself kind of like tarot and oracle do. I mean, technically it's an oracle type system. Everything is, because it's divinatory slash self-help. But I don't know. For me, I'm very visual, so I have to have some images with my keywords. Although it is a rigid system. But anyway, so that was the Clair de Lune, and this one. Who is this by? Hold on. Hold the horses. Oh yeah, there was also a couple of extra cards for the man and the woman. Oh, there we go. Down at the bottom, Anaturian. Yeah, she has some lovely artwork. Okay, let's grab our next deck. And that one is the 1889 Lenormand Oracle. Again, I think I got this off of Etsy, and I believe it was also a Kickstarter. Let's see, we can see the bottom here, made by For the Seekers. I heard that there was some drama around this deck. Some people not receiving their decks, or their decks were damaged, or whatever. All I know is mine came in perfect condition, right on time. So the artist is Jennifer Sager, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. By the way, it's so beautiful inside the box. Okay, so it's got a beautiful little matte gilded edging, and if you want to see like an actual review of these cards, check out my deck reviews playlist, because I'm pretty sure I reviewed every one of these Lenormand decks. Actually, I'm 100% sure I did. But I love how soft the coloring is, and again, I know it's not about the pictures, but I'm a visual human being, okay? I like me some eye candy. If I'm going to be doing some readings, I'm going to need some visual stimulation. Okay, let's see. Moving on to our next one, and this is the Stitches Lenormand, but I believe this is by Lynn Boyle. Yes, it is. She has a lot of different decks on her Etsy shop. Like she doesn't just do Lenormand; she does all kinds. She had a couple of extra cards that you could choose from, but I think I've gotten a couple of decks from her before. But yeah, I dig her stuff. So this is just a unique one to work with, because it's all about like hand stitch. And the house card just fell. just blew my house down, okay? Yeah, so cool. I had to make sure that the man and woman card looked as close to my dude and I as possible. I don't know, I just kind of felt like that needed to be. Okay, our next deck, moving on, is the Kitsch Lenormand. And I can't remember if this is by Duck Soup or White Rabbit. I get the two mixed up. Does it say on here? No, it does not. But it also comes with a few extra cards. Oop, let me get it in focus here. Also comes with an extra man card, female card, and child card. This is probably my most used Lenormand deck, just because it fits my quirky style. You know, I'm all about the kitsch. I'm all about the retro. Betty Page is like my icon, so I mean, it's just kind of how I grew up, and maybe it's because I grew up with like a dad who was like way older. You know, my dad was born in 1940, so like I kind of grew up on like oldies music and just kind of like retro stuff. So it's just kind of who I am now. Okay, let's go to our next deck. Oops, get the little lid on there. Okay, this one is the Natalie Rose Winter Solstice Lenormand. And this is by Tarot by 7. So you can go to their website, tarotby7.com, but they also have an Etsy shop as well. I have bought quite a few decks off of their website. I think that they have great quality. They got a lot of really good tools for you to pick and choose from over there. Okay, so they have some extra cards. So like you get an extra like tree card, kid card. Like, okay, so you could have like the older child, or you can have like a baby child, and then there was like a different child that I'm using, and then there was a younger gentleman and an older lady, you know, if you wanted to add to the that instead to your readings, kind of I guess dependent on your querent. But those are the backs, and I do feel more compelled to use this during the darker months, but that doesn't mean I don't use it in summertime like it is right now. Actually, I feel like I want to bust it out right now. But yeah, I love anything antique looking, you know, just kind of catches my eye. So yeah, okay, moving on to our, and by the way, I love these little like plastic boxes they come in. I feel that the cards are just extra protected. Okay, so this one is the Victorian Gothic Lenormand, and this is by Ariana Siegel. And I believe a lot of these, or most of these, I got them all on Etsy or directly from the creator's website. Okay, you also have some extra cards depending on who you would like to use for your lady and your dude. I actually chose Edgar Allan Poe for my dude, and the lady is just some random lady. But you know, I love me some Poe. I'm into the stories, I'm into the poetry, have been since I was first introduced back in grade school. So there's our lady. Our dude is in here somewhere. There's the man. That's right, he the man. And it's sad they just bring out his works during Halloween time, but anywho. So I love me some gothic-y type stuff. I know that I'm like super bright and rainbows and unicorns, but you know, I am a Gemini, so I have that duality about me. So I enjoy the shadow work just as much as I do the light work. I'm kind of have my foot in both worlds there. Okay, so the next one we have is called Mysteries of the Old Castle, the Gothic Oracle Lenormand. And this one comes to me from Russia. So I got this on Etsy, and it's a shop in Russia that I've purchased from before. Let me see if they have their their name on here. The creator's name is Bernica. Yeah. Okay, so let me just put that back in there, just make sure. Yeah, printed in Russia. I was just looking to see if like there was any other names on here. Okay, so I know that they have some extra stuff going on here. So they have like a little title, couple of title cards. Good stuff going on. And cool backings. Here we go. So you have the word not only in Russian, but you also have it in English down here at the bottom. Also nice and dark, kind of creepy. I dig it. That's, you know, just the other half of my personality. Probably has something to do with my Scorpio rising. I don't know. But I like to delve into some darkness, let me tell you. Okay. All right, we have actually just a couple more decks, and these ones are unique, which is why I saved them for the end. Let me just close that box up there. Okay, so the second to last one, this is the Momento Mori by Clair Goodchild. Her art is freaking fantastic. She's made a few decks, and I believe that you know, some of the stuff's getting picked up by publishing houses, you know, like doing mass production, which I think is cool. Okay, but this is a Lenormand Oracle deck. So you can take out the Lenormand cards, but then there are all these extra cards to make it an Oracle deck. So you could just read it as an Oracle, or you could separate the Lenormand cards and read it that way. Okay, so those are the backs. And you could see that obviously these are the extras, but this one could be used in Lenormand. Find another one in here. Oh, the anchor. Hold on. We have the anchor cards. So yeah, the Lenormand cards are in here somewhere. But I've never just separated the Lenormand. I just like read it all together as one big ginormous oracle, because I think the images are freaking awesome, and I think they all work well together. So it's like I kind of read it Lenormandish, but with like all these extra cards that I have assigned like my own meanings to. Okay, I think my foot has properly gone to sleep. We are on our last deck, and this is the Lunar Nomad Oracle, which I actually got pretty long ago, and this is by Shaheen Miro, and it says it's 43 cards, but you could definitely take out the Lenormand cards just like the last deck that I talked about, and read it that way, or you could just read all the cards together. So this one is actually pretty unique. There's a nice guidebook in there, but if you take this out, the cards are huge. So I love to work with it. Just sometimes it's just like a little more difficult because it is so big, but you know, I like the ridiculously sized decks. Okay, so you do have an extra man card and an extra woman card. Like I said, those are the backings. Nice little keyhole there. And yeah, so there are obviously some extra cards in here, so you can read it just like a regular old oracle deck. But just like the other one, I read it Lenormandish, you know, so still kind of like Lenormand with the Lenormand cards, but with the other cards, I just assign meaning and let it just like continue with the Lenormand cards. Actually, that guy in this picture kind of looks like my ex-boyfriend. Like, I've always talked about, I've always dated D-bags, but he was like the only one that wasn't, you know, he was actually a really nice guy. And There we go. Okay. All right, guys, so that is it. Those were all of my Lenormand decks. So those of you that requested this video, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope everybody else enjoyed it as well. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. Place that down below. And like I said, I have done a review of all of those decks, so just check out my deck review playlist. There's quite a few decks on that playlist. I'm like, whoa, whoa. But anyway, I hope you dug this, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. I have a plethora of readings. I also have my room and body sprays. I have my salves. I have my travel witch altar pendants, my ancestral altar pendants, rainbow bridge pendants for your furry, feathery, scaly loved ones. I also have my Wally's World Oracle, which was community created and community funded. There's my little Wally Walito. So definitely check it out. And if you want to throw a little love my way, think about joining the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot for as little as $1 a month. It definitely truly helps out the channel so that I can create more and do more for you guys. You guys get a bunch of freebies in the process of around Patreon too, so definitely check that out. And oh, I have a newsletter. So if you want to sign up for my newsletter, it's on my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. It's absolutely free, and I hit your inbox on the first of every month. And that is the only time I email you anything. And it has witchy DIYs, arts and crafts DIYs, decks that I'm using, herbs that I'm using, channels I'm watching, etc., etc. So if that interests you, definitely sign up. I love creating my newsletters. And yeah, that's it from me, spiritual homies. Let me know if you have any other suggestions on deck collection videos you'd like me to do. All right, so peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.